The 1960s and 1970s were a time of immense global tension. The Cold War raged. The United States and the Soviet Union were locked in a nuclear standoff. In 1962, the Cuban Missile Crisis brought the world to the brink of nuclear war. Tense negotiations finally led to a de-escalation. The crisis served as a stark reminder of the fragility of peace. In response to growing threats, India established the Research and Analysis Wing, or RAW, in 1968. RAW's primary mission was to gather foreign intelligence. This was crucial for national security. The agency would operate in secrecy. It would provide India with critical insights into its adversaries. RAW's initial objectives were multifaceted. The agency needed to assess the capabilities of hostile neighbors. It had to monitor their military activities. Understanding their intentions was paramount. This intelligence would guide India's strategic decision-making. R.N. Kao, RAW's founding father, was a legendary intelligence operative. He instilled in the agency a culture of secrecy and efficiency. Kao understood the importance of discretion. RAW's successes would depend on its ability to operate in the shadows. The agency quickly established a network of informants and agents. They were stationed in key locations around the world. Their mission was to gather information on a variety of threats. This included terrorism, espionage, and nuclear proliferation. RAW's work was vital for safeguarding India's interests. China's successful detonation of a nuclear device in 1964 was a watershed moment. It signaled the country's emergence as a major player on the world stage. However, it also raised serious concerns about China's intentions. The test took place at Lop Nur, a remote location in Xinjiang province. This vast and desolate region provided an ideal testing ground for China's nuclear program. The event sent shockwaves through the international community. It highlighted the growing threat of nuclear proliferation. For India, China's nuclear test was a cause for alarm. Relations between the two countries had been strained since the 1962 Sino-Indian War. The border dispute remained unresolved. China's growing military might, now bolstered by nuclear weapons, posed a direct threat to India's security. India needed to know more about China's nuclear capabilities. What was the extent of their arsenal? What were their intentions for these weapons? Answers to these questions were crucial for India's strategic planning. RAW was tasked with finding out. Section 4, a secret pact RAW, CIA, and the Tibetan resistance. Gathering intelligence on China's nuclear program was a daunting task. Lop Nur was a highly guarded facility, deep within Chinese territory. Traditional intelligence gathering methods were unlikely to succeed. RAW needed a different approach. This led them to forge a daring alliance. The CIA, facing similar challenges in monitoring China's nuclear activities, saw an opportunity for collaboration. The US had been providing covert support to Tibetan resistance groups since the 1950s. These groups, fiercely opposed to Chinese rule in Tibet, had intimate knowledge of the Himalayan terrain. A secret pact was formed. RAW would provide training and logistical support to Tibetan guerrillas. In return, these highly skilled operatives would infiltrate Lop Nur. They would gather vital intelligence on China's nuclear program. This risky collaboration held the promise of yielding valuable information. Section 5, Espionage in the Himalayas, daring missions and covert operations. The collaboration between RAW, the CIA, and Tibetan guerrillas resulted in some of the most daring espionage missions of the Cold War. Operating in the treacherous terrain of the Himalayas, these operatives faced extreme conditions and constant danger. One of the most successful missions involved the recovery of a radioactive sensor from a Chinese missile. This sensor, dropped during a test flight, contained valuable data on China's nuclear capabilities. A team of Tibetan guerrillas, trained by RAW and equipped by the CIA, infiltrated the area and retrieved the sensor. The information gleaned from this single operation proved invaluable. These missions were fraught with risk. Several operatives were captured or killed. The harsh conditions and constant threat of discovery took a toll. Yet the flow of intelligence continued. These brave men, operating in the shadows, provided crucial insights into China's nuclear program. Section 6, the legacy of Shadow Wars. Impact of RAW's intelligence. RAW's intelligence profoundly impacted global politics. It clarified China's nuclear capabilities. This informed efforts to limit nuclear spread. For India, it was vital for security decisions, shaping defense policy and relations with China. raw CIA collaboration showed global cooperation's importance.